Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Michelle, and today I'm going to be doing my mid-year homeschool budget update. So I do share my budget, my homeschooling budget. I've done this for the last couple years. I usually share my beginning of the year budget, mid-school, how much I've spent, and end of the year, how much I ended up spending. Because I do think it's important to talk about budget. I do think it's important to talk about budgets because a lot of us do live on budgets, and homeschooling does cost money, despite what some people say, and I do get those comments. And that's great if you can do it for almost next to nothing. I can't, and to provide the resources and things my kids need to learn, I have to spend money, and I'm willing to spend that money. But I think it's important to talk about the money we do spend, and where do I prioritize my money, because we are a single income family, and that's by choice. And I only have a certain amount of money to spend, and I don't do it, I don't have a separate account that I take money from. It's just easier on my budget if I have a projected amount, so I split it up every few months. So when my kids need the next level of math, I buy the next level of math. I don't buy everything at once in August because that would destroy my budget. I don't have that kind of money up front. It's easier for me to spread it out throughout the year. And I save money towards other things, so I don't want to have a separate account just for homeschooling. It's worked the last 4 years to just save to just spend as is. I haven't really had an issue with that in the past. Like I said, I think it's important sharing what we spend and why we spend that money and kind of where we prioritize it, because I think it's really easy to overspend in homeschooling, especially with social media telling you all these great things you can buy. Just click that affiliate link or sponsorship or whatever it might be. Social media tells us we should or try all these different things, and it's so easy to be influenced by that and to overbuy and not know how you're going to use something or have things sit on your shelf because you never use it. So I'm very intentional with the things I buy, and you're going to see that in my budget because it's not very much different from what I showed you guys in the beginning of the year of my projected spending. But I will take you through on my computer and kind of break down where I've spent my money this year. My homeschool budget for the 2024-2025 homeschool year. So I've always used Microsoft Excel to track my spending. And again, I think it's really helpful to track your spending. It really keeps you in check. But you can see I've done it since the beginning. So this is broken into fall and winter and spring. So everything has been bought from fall and winter. Everything you've seen highlighted in yellow has been purchased. So when you saw in the beginning of the year, I had all these items, the projected prices. Once I actually buy them, I put the final price in there and I highlight it. That shows me I've purchased it. So you can see there are some things in winter/spring that I anticipate I'll be spending, and that is helpful for, again, because I spend as needed, it's helpful to see what's going to be coming out of my budget in the future, projected spending. So for my 11/12-year-old, she'll be 12 in a couple months for 6th grade. This year we bought IEW Level 2, Level B, that's $182.94, that's forever streaming, so I can't use it for future children. Dimensions 5A, and you can see I will be purchasing 5B, that's the teacher guide, workbook, textbook, and test. Lightning Lit grade 6, bought this at the beginning of the year. All the books that go with it, I get it from Thrift Books, or if Amazon is cheaper, but usually Thrift Books. Fnac Zoo, another homeschool mom friend, was nice enough to share hers with me. I just had to pay for shipping. Punctuation book I got off Amazon. Sadler Vocab was free because I got it from Thrift Books, and it was a credit. The Hearth Fallacy book, she did that for part of her vocabulary work. That's what that was, and she has finished it for the year. Learning How to Learn is a book I got off Thrift Books that we'll be incorporating probably next year, but I wanted to look through it. Michael Clay Thompson, Town Level, Voyage Level, I got from eBay. So those are the eBay prices you see. Punctuation book, that one of these is meant to be editor-in-chief. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be editor-in-chief because I got that off Thrift Books as well. So that's her, core subjects right there. And then my 7/8-year-old, she was 7 in the beginning of the year. She's 8 right now. So dimensions 2B, textbook, workbook, tests. I don't have to buy the teacher guides for her anymore because I have them for my oldest. So that's that. And you can see I have this will be 3A because she's on 2B now. She'll be doing 3A in the winter/spring semester. Core Knowledge, grade 3, had to spend nothing on that, completely free online. A dyslexia workbook I picked up for her on Amazon because she has number and letter reversal issues, Spanish. She did songs, or she's currently doing Homeschool Spanish 2 right now. That's $52 for the textbook, or the teacher guide, the workbook, and the audio file. I did pick up a Spanish phrase book for her to just off thrift books to help her with everyday Spanish usage. Handwriting Without Tears, Printing Power, I believe is what she's on. Bought that. You can see the only thing I project for future spending for her and for the rest of the year is the rest of her math. Group subjects. Had to pay absolutely nothing for core knowledge science. Our science for the year has been free, minus I had to buy a digital scale for one of our experiments, but I will use that digital scale actually in our kitchen. Core knowledge history, United States history we're doing this year, completely free online. Blessings of Liberty we're using for social justice, completely free online. And you can see here, and Mint and Bloom election study, completely free online. They sent it in their newsletter. You didn't have to purchase it. So you can see here, my group subjects were 0 this year, which is really why I haven't spent that much. So I highly suggest utilizing core knowledge. It does take some time, some effort to print, to read through the teacher guides, but in the long run, it does save you a lot of money. So let's go into my son, because he has now entered the game. For preschool, Fun Time Phonics, Mathematical Reasoning, Get Ready for the Code, Handwriting Without Tears. So Fun Time Phonics I got off thrift books used. Mathematical Reasoning I believe was new off Amazon. Get Ready for the Code, I bought A, B, and C, which was $24. Handwriting Without Tears, the lowercase and uppercase letters. And then Core Knowledge Preschool we did this past year. Past 5 months, didn't cost me anything, completely free online. Math with Confidence I did pick up for him to do, and that was $12.71 on Amazon. And you can see Handwriting Without Tears here is 0 because I had an Amazon gift card, so I just bought him the next level up. But you can see I didn't really need to spend a ton on him. Again, utilizing what I've used with previous children and using core knowledge has saved a lot of money. Let's get into teacher resources because that is important. So I got a lit and composition book, which was $0 because of a thrift books credit. The middle school art books I got were $16. I got a book for me to read, Fluent Forever, and I will only buy books from thrift books that I'm interested in reading if my library, Libby, and Hoopla do not have access to them and I can't interlibrary loan them. And it's something I want to read, that I will actually purchase it, but the majority of the time, unless it's cheaper on Amazon, I will purchase it from thrift books used. That was $8. Poem a Day book that I want to use for my oldest down the road was $11. Classics in the Classroom and Deeper Reading. Again, these are resources I am reading to better able to teach my oldest in the middle school years. So you can see the prices there. So the total I've spent this year so far is $878.59 for my 3 kids. And some of you might say, wow, that's not a lot. Some of you might say that's a ridiculous amount of money. Again, I think it's unique to each person. I've literally broken it down how I've spent that amount of money this past 5 months and my projected spending in the future. Homeschooling does cost money sometimes, and depending on your situation, it can cost more or less. But it is significantly less, I would say, than last year. So this was last year. Spent $1,400. This year I'm spending about, well, be done, about $920. So that's a big difference. But you can see the big difference here is the group subjects have been completely zeroed out. And then, because we use core knowledge completely free online, and then language arts core for my 8-year-old and kindergartner now is free because I'm using core knowledge. So it really does help with the budget, and I think it's a really good resource. But that is my mid-year budget check-in. If you have any questions, let me know.